CM Punk is finally coming back. We are milking CM Punk's return harder than Brock Lesnar can milk his cow, although Daisy's not complaining. We all know the drama. CM Punk blasted AEW management and the elite, people crying, fists being thrown, people getting bitten, and my opinion on the subject changed like 5 times. But after thinking about this, I don't blame the guy anymore. He was on muffins. You see, people, when CM Punk is on muffins, weird things happen. But you know, no matter what happens with CM Punk, I'll be waiting with open arms. We'll also talk about Logan Paul, the draft, Bayley, SummerSlam, Drew McIntyre, and more. Welcome back to Greatness of Wrestling. Hey yo, you're probably very disappointed with the intro because if you remember, the OGs of the channel remember this show. The show that put the Great One on the map. Greatness of Wrestling was a big part of my YouTube career. It completely changed the way I do content. And it's not really anything special, just me talking about news and rumors, but in a comedic way kinda. So the intro, I know, is short. But YouTube changed so much since then, you know, people's attention span. I mean, are you still watching? Let me know in the comments below, should I bring back the intro? Let's get into the nudes.
And if y'all are at fault, you. If you're not, you.
Finally, CM Punk is possibly going back to AEW. CM Punk has expressed his desire to return to AEW per a report from Fightful Select. He's laid out numerous scenarios in which he would return, including for a program with the Elite. But at least as of a few months ago, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks didn't seem keen on doing that. It's mentioned that it's possible the Elite stance has changed as part of their own contract negotiations, however. So yes, people, CM Punk might be coming back. He has that itch. He has that wrestling itch. My man is ready to throw some lariats. And that's great news. That's unbelievable news. I don't watch the product, but I want you guys to realize I support the product. I'm glad it's here. I'm glad it exists. I'm glad wrestlers have more job opportunities. I'm not one of these Twitter NPCs who only supports one company. No matter when you stand when it comes to this drama, you gotta agree CM Punk is ratings. Fightful was told Punk has been open to working elsewhere, though we're not sure if that means AEW, Ring of Honor, or the likes of WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's gonna be AEW. Hear me out. AEW more than ever before needs CM Punk back. We're getting the first ever AEW show in a stadium. Bringing back CM Punk and advertising him for that show, that's a power card right here. That's my GM shit. The reason I've mentioned I'm not a Twitter NPC is because let's talk about the stadium. Some people came up with this weird conclusion that they need to sell out the stadium. No, they don't have to. They literally do not have to sell out the stadium. What, it's like 80,000 people? I'm not even sure. That shit's for WrestleMania. If you take a look at SummerSlam, I'm not sure if you guys knew that, but SummerSlam didn't sell out either. I could be wrong, but that wasn't even the plan, I believe. 40,000 people for AEW? That would be huge. That would be enough. That would be major success. But again, let's be real, people. It's a big risk. It's going to be either a huge W or a big L. I'm just saying, if you want to improve these chances, you gotta bring back CM Punk. Tony, do not listen to Kenny Omega. Do not listen to the Young Bucks. You know what's right. You know what to do, boy. And I think it's pretty clear CM Punk will be wrestling again. We've seen FTR talking about his potential return and how much they want to see him back. They're his friends, so obviously they wouldn't talk about that. CM Punk is the type of guy who would befriend you for that. You know, CM Punk is a weird ass motherfucker. It is what it is though. The man brings ratings. We'll see if AEW will be able to get CM Punk on time. And also, according to Fightful Select, there have been indications that Punk is open to burying the hatchet with the Elite. What are we looking at right here? Punk being the bigger man. That's interesting. Not sure if to believe that.
Nah, I'm a Starburst.
We've got some great news. Logan Paul resigned with the WWE. Man, this company. I can't believe the shit they're doing. Now you're probably thinking, wow, the Great One, you've been so supportive of Logan Paul. What happened? You talked about how great he is in the ring and how important he is to the WWE. What the hell happened? Not that. Logan Paul being in the WWE, that's great. That's awesome. What the hell is this right here? Yes, they literally photoshopped Stephanie McMahon out of this picture, added some contrast, changed the color of his jacket and prime bottle. Is that WWE or wrestling news now? Are you for real? Did Ray really kiss Rhea? Whatever the case may be. Even Seth Rollins talked about how great of a decision this is. I'm glad to see that. Seth Rollins was actually impressed by Logan Paul after wrestling him at WrestleMania. You know, it's weird because you can't really support Logan Paul as a person. You know, he keeps making so many mistakes and he almost never learns. He won't be visiting Japan, I believe, but man, you can't deny how great this man is in the ring. It's such a perfect collab. Social media megastar. The man is almost the face of the internet right now, and we all know how important that is. So Logan Paul basically brings you a new audience, and on top of that, he delivers. That's so rare, that's so special. WWE would be stupid not to resign Logan Paul.
And, you know, I can go out and spend 10 hours in my tractor.
Let's talk about big farmer boys farming big things. It's been rumored that we might get Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. According to WRKD Wrestling, there have been discussions to do a Gunther vs Brock Lesnar program sometime this summer. Most likely SummerSlam, but it's pretty worrying. Like, this is literally a dream match. Gunther, Brock, big man beating meat and wrestling sometimes. I can't wait for that, right? An absolute dream match. Even Brock talked about this match, I believe. So obviously, I want to see this match, but it's one of these matches where, how do you even book that shit? Like, if Brock Lesnar is losing against Cody, right? That's the perfect scenario. Cody wins against Brock Lesnar at Backlash. Then, you have Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. Lesnar is winning. And I'm not complaining, but Gunther losing, I don't feel like I'm ready for that. We'll see how WWE gets out of that situation.
So today we're going to be talking about why you should simp Bayley.
There were a lot of rumors that Bayley is leaving the WWE, she's unhappy, some cryptic tweets, but on Monday Night Raw, we saw her back. According to Pro Wrestling Insider, there is no expectation that Bayley will be leaving WWE, and her current social media activity is not an indication of that, but rather her doing in storyline work. So it's all good, we all know how important Bayley is to the WWE, to the fans. She's absolutely amazing. I may not be the biggest fan of Damage Control. As a matter of fact, I kind of hate this team. I don't even know why it didn't work, but it just absolutely didn't. But now we're going to get that breakup, which I believe is going to be a more interesting story than the actual faction. And I actually believe them breaking up is actually going to elevate them even more than them being in the faction. I'm especially interested in what Io Sky is going to do. I see her as a future main eventer.
Smile.
Let's talk about the WWE Draft 2023. This draft will absolutely change the game. I don't know what they have planned to make that claim. Like, literally. Nothing can happen. Maybe bringing back GMs, bringing new championships, changing old championships, firing Vince McMahon, or literally change the game. Triple H being changed with Vince McMahon. That's a possibility. I just hope it's not someone announcing the draft picks. That's my only expectation. That's how high my expectations are. Something different. A little bit. Try. People shit on this computer lottery, but boy, I love, maybe because I was like 10 years old. Holy shit, I missed that. We all know everyone is going to be eligible, and I've got some news. According to Observer, the assumption is that there will be NXT call-ups. Maybe Braun Breaker. I would love to see Grayson Waller personally. I think he would add a lot to the product because he has such a different personality. I look at Braun Breaker and he kinda reminds me of Roman before he became the head of the table, the tribal chief. I feel like he's kinda ready, but something's not there yet. To me, honestly, the biggest question is, does it mean anything? Because right now, it's almost as if the brand split doesn't even exist. We see people from Raw and SmackDown people on Raw. It doesn't even matter. It all depends on whether they can have a lot of great storylines on both shows. And the biggest problem, in my opinion, is we only have one champion. So that's pretty much the reason why the brand split didn't work.
Big D!
Wrestling fans were worried that Drew McIntyre is leaving the WWE. I remember seeing rumors that he's not happy with creative, he's not happy with the money he's going to get, and that kinda makes sense. Drew is not in the same position he was 2 or 3 years ago, but apparently that's not even the case. Dave Meltzer mentioned Drew McIntyre's health issues date back to even before WrestleMania 39, and that's why he's out right now. It has nothing to do with any contract or other issues with WWE. Drew McIntyre is one of these humble wrestlers, and I don't believe something like this would get out in public. So that's why I was kind of skeptical about these rumors. I feel like WWE valued Drew McIntyre. They knew how important he is to the company, and they wouldn't let the guy go. Drew is one of these guys who actually believes the shit Vince McMahon is saying. You gotta grab them, brass ring. And he will try to do exactly that. I better get to work. And that's great news, you know. Like a year or two ago, I remember all of us were like, that's great. He's coming to AEW. He's going to get all the opportunities. It doesn't work like that. AEW is big enough right now, and the roster is so stacked to the point that, you know, there is no guarantees anymore. We are at a point right now where even if you're buried in the WWE, but everybody knows how important you are, the same exact thing can happen to you in AEW. There is no guarantees anymore. You can look at it as a bad thing, but it just goes to show you that AEW is growing. But that's all I got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below, would you like to see more? Should these series return? And do you want that intro? Because boy, I can make a badass intro. Farming, you know, I'm gonna come, Veer Mahan, all that shit. I can do that, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun. Thank you for watching The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.